What's up, everyone? Just 1 second. That's better. What's up, everyone? I'm here today with a video about lighting. And for those of you who have been with this channel since the beginning, you know that when I started, I wanted to build this channel on content, which means I did not spend any money on equipment from the beginning. We used a GoPro for the camera and for lighting. As I'll cut to some clips here, we have spotlights in my living room that came with the house, and I would also blue tape an LED light bar to the ceiling that a friend gave me. We're going on about 2 years now. We had the first real channel upgrade maybe a year in. I bought a Sony ZV1 for filming, and it's made a huge difference in the quality of the videos that I make, not necessarily the content, because that's on me. I'm at the point where I think I enjoy this enough that I plan to continue doing it, and one of the things that's always bothered me has been the lighting in this living room. And so I decided it was time for an upgrade, and my wife searched for lighting and she found something on Amazon made by GVM. It's a 3 LED light panel setup, bi-color with RGB, for about $360. The reviews were glowing, and so we bought it, and I tried it out, and I don't want to knock GVM, but I do want to say the reason that I'm making this video is that I realize it is very difficult to trust the internet these days with sponsored content, because everything was saying that this was an amazing setup, but when I turned it on and tried to basically replace the spotlights that I have in my living room, I was underwhelmed. So I set out on a quest for proper lighting, and I'll leave the reviews and specs and detailed analysis to other YouTube videos, but I want to explain a practical application that I was trying to solve here and how I went about it and the decisions that were made to arrive at what I feel is a very nice solution. So behind me, I have a sneaker display with LED lighting in each one of the boxes. And the color temperature on the lighting is 3200 Kelvin, which means for a lighting setup, I really need bi-color color temperature adjustability to match the lighting in the shoe display. Otherwise, I confuse the camera. So when I started exploring other lighting options, the most commonly recommended light was the Aputure 300 series. I believe 300D, I don't know if I've got the letter on the end right, but I think that that is a 5200 locked-in color temperature light. I really need a bi-color light, which would have pointed me at the Aputure 300X. That is a $1,000 light. I started exploring other options and I came across Nanlite, and I purchased a Nanlite 300B. It is bi-color, so it lets me match the color temperature of the shoe display, and when I received it, I was blown away for a number of reasons. First thing, when I actually powered it on, it was like having the sun in my living room versus the GVM lights that I had used. Second, being very OCD, I was impressed with the level of attention to detail that went into the packaging. The box came double boxed, and inside the second box the light came in a nylon foam padded carrying case, and everything inside was wrapped again in individual plastic or foams to protect the contents. It really gave it a premium feel as soon as I took it out of the box. And actually playing around with it, the quality of materials, the craftsmanship, it is absolutely there. It feels very durable. And the controls are very intuitive and quick to use. Nice big knobs. You can adjust the brightness quickly, the color temperature quickly. It just does what I need it to do efficiently. And while it has some other bells and whistles, I use it as a tool for lighting, and it does its job very, very well. I also, as luck would have it, was able to find a Nanlite MixPanel 150 on eBay for about half price in excellent condition. And that has arrived as well, and it is also fantastic. So I'm using the 300B with a parabolic 90 softbox as the key light, which is the lighting setup that you're seeing right now, and a MixPanel 150 as the fill light. I wanted a variety of lighting options between the mono light and the LED panel, just for flexibility with respect to solutions if I have other use cases. The MixPanel 150 has a hard light and soft light setup as well as RGB colors. It is a slimmer profile, so it's easier to fit in tighter spaces or potentially carry with me on remote shoots. But it also does its job very, very well. I think that there is an element of brightness that you lose versus the 300B. I think that's to be expected, but as a fill light, it works fantastic. And both of these compared to the GVMs absolutely blow them out of the water. So it's not a fair comparison. I know that the GVMs are $360 versus the 300B Nanlite at $750 and the MixPanel at a retail of $1,300. I also had to buy Kupo C-stands to hold the Nanlites because they're very heavy, and I want to make sure that it is secure in my living room, especially being in earthquake country. Overall, you could say I spent an order of magnitude more money on the lighting setup that I've arrived at, but this does the job that I needed to do well, and the GVMs did not. And so the GVMs have to go back, and the Nanlites are here to stay. All right, so this is a quick comparison. I have the Nanlite 300B on a parabolic 90 softbox at 100% output at 3200 Kelvin. I have the MixPanel 150 adding some fill light. I don't know the setting, but not really anywhere close to full output. I'll check it. 30% output on the soft lighting setting, just adding a little bit of fill light. And I've got the camera set to 200 ISO f2.2. The thing about cameras these days are the sensors are so good that you really can drive up the ISO to brighten up the image. The problem is the image quality, especially on a small sensor, tends to fall off a cliff at a certain point. That was definitely true with our GoPro videos. The video was incredibly grainy, and so proper lighting can actually make a not so great camera still produce really great images. I don't really want to run the gamut with comparisons, but I do want to illustrate this. So I am going to swap out the Nanlite 300B and the MixPanel for the GVM lighting using the same camera settings, and we'll see if you can see a marked difference. All right, so you'll see this is the GVM 850D lighting setup set to 3200 Kelvin on all three lights with 100% brightness at the same camera settings as I was using for the Nanlite equipment. As you can see, it is generally speaking just underpowered by comparison. And that's kind of the point of this video and the reason for the decision that I made. However, I really, again, don't want to knock this equipment. It is amazing bang for the buck at the price point. The fact that it includes 3 lights, bicolor RGB, and the stands and a very nice carrying case is a lot of value for the money, and you can always mess with the camera settings to make things look a little better. So let me try increasing the ISO and see if we can produce something similar in terms of video quality output. All right, starting to get there, sort of. This is at ISO 640. You can see the issue that I have is now the sneaker display is overexposed. And the lighting really just doesn't look quite the same or as nice as the Nanlite equipment. But, you know, I made do on really nothing for 2 years. I think that if you're on a budget, there's nothing wrong with the GVM stuff. I just had a specific need and problem, and I wanted a tool that was up for the job, and in the Nanlite equipment, I found it. I don't know if you found this useful or not. I realize this is a departure from other channel content, but again, if you've been with this channel a while, you know that I basically talk about anything and everything that interests me. And one of the reasons that I wanted to get this lighting setup done right is I plan to start making content that's in line with the original purpose of this channel, which is to focus on investing and life lessons learned. That is the long-term arc of where I'm headed, and I want to make sure that the videos at least look good. Again, actual content is on me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Appreciate it. Bye.